Меня зовут Michael McFaul, the next U.S. ambassador to Russia. I'm very excited to be returning to your great country. I grew up here in the state of Montana, the regions, as you would say in Russia. But even as a boy in Montana, I developed an interest in U.S.-Soviet relations, and in particular, in the simple idea that more direct communication with the Soviets could diffuse tensions and make us and the world more secure. Because of this belief, my first trip abroad was to the USSR. I studied Russian at Leningrad State University and Moscow State University, and later I worked at the Moscow Carnegie Center. As President Obama's representative in Russia, I believe that my most important mission is continue to help Russians understand who Americans are, what we stand for, and what we seek from our relationship with Russia and the Russian people. I want to encourage Russians to visit America, and not just the big cities, but places like Montana. My greatest asset and love is my family. Ours is a typical American family. Watching sports, listening to music, meeting new people, and traveling around Russia are our highest priorities. We are big fans of basketball and hip-hop music, but we are eager to learn about hockey and Tchaikovsky too. My wife Donna and I lived in Moscow in the mid-1990s, and we are excited to share this experience in your incredible country with our two sons. I've worked closely with President Obama since the first day of his administration to develop the relationship between the United States and Russia based on our mutual interests and mutual respect for one another. The President called for a reset with Russia, animated by the belief that greater engagement could produce security and economic benefits for both of our countries. 3 years later, we believe that the reset has produced real results. We have greatly increased our cooperation on Afghanistan. We have signed and ratified the New START Treaty, dramatically reducing the number of nuclear weapons in the world. We have significantly increased our cooperation in fighting terrorists. We work together to get Russia into the WTO, which will produce growth for the Russian economy and create opportunities for increased trade. And perhaps most importantly, we have recently signed a new agreement on visas that, once ratified, will make it easier for our citizens to travel between our two countries. The most important part of my job will be to foster more contact between the people of the United States and the people of Russia. As ambassador, I will travel to all parts of Russia, not just Moscow and St. Petersburg, but Kazan, Sochi, Novosibirsk, Lake Baikal, the Far East, Vladivostok, and all of the fascinating and beautiful cities and countryside in between. I'm interested in meeting not only government officials, but people from other political parties and movements, businessmen and women, civil society activists, and regular Russians just like you. I look forward to talking about the U.S. and Russia and ways to improve the important relationship between our two peoples. Приглашаю вас связаться со мной напрямую. Так что пока, до свидания. Но мы скоро вновь увидимся